Growing up, I used to watch Indiana Jones, and I wanted to be the one to discover the undiscovered, to see the places untouched and unseen, to smell the mountain air, feel the thrill. My brother Jim and I knew there was a sacred place, untouched by modern man, where the rivers were pure and clean, and the animals still roam wild and free. A place we dreamt of for nearly 20 years. As we hopped in a float plane, we realized it was no longer a dream, but a dream come true.
We are alone in the Arctic wilderness.
Yeah, baby! Spectacular.
Whoa!
This just keeps getting even more amazing. Ocean, baby! Wow, incredible. Bring the caribou meat in here.
"19 days. Jim and I are going to be descending a wild river to the Arctic Ocean. Is this ever going to be an amazing trip? Yeah! Here we are in Yellowknife Northwest Territories Canada. This is the gateway to your northern adventure, let me tell you. We are catching a float plane to fly out into the absolute wilderness. No roads within hundreds of miles to the Arctic, where we're gonna start our epic adventure down the Hood River. Well, I'm just here at Jack Pine Paddle. I just got hooked up with an alley folding canoe. If you see it behind me, it's rolled up in a bed. The reason why I'm taking a folding canoe is because we have some pretty stringent weight constrictions for our float plane charter. These are the ribs and this is the skin. And these two lovely individuals are going to show me how to do it. The other thing we're doing is we are putting a Northwater spray deck on this.
Your gunnel can be fed through this material. Just that. And essentially get clipped shut.
Bam, right in the... So these mods Northwater sent up here for the spray deck will make it usable on this canoe. So pretty awesome. All right, I'm here with Dan, owner of Jack Pine Paddles. He's getting us outfitted. We couldn't have done it without him. You don't have the time to plan and undertake a self-guided trip. Look these guys up and they'll take you on this kind of trip that we're about to undertake. Once in a lifetime adventures.
We also help out self-guided trippers. I'm always happy to help out people's adventures, like however we can.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome, Ted. Best of luck on the Hood.
Just gonna head out, go do some last minute stuff because we are supposed to fly out.
Pretty light.
We are here at Amek Air right now. We are weighing our gear. We're flying out 4 hours on that beaver back there, and it can only hold so much fuel and it can only carry so much weight. So we actually had to dump a lot of our food. The fishing is supposed to be world class, so hopefully that holds true because we're pretty light on food. In order for us to do this, they actually flew out today and had to draw fuel caches en route.
So your first leg is going to be 171 miles. So you're going from Yellowknife to fuel cache. Jeff will land there, do the fueling. The second leg, fuel cache to the Hood, will be like an hour 15 minutes.
Loading up the gear here. This is a de Havilland Beaver, and it is a very classic bush plane, so super cool plane to be going out in. It looks like we are good to go and we should be taking off here shortly.
Survival kit located in the back of the aircraft in the event of an emergency. Let's have a great trip.
Thanks, buddy. Getting the nose pointed into the wind. With any luck, we'll be at the headwaters of the Hood River in a few hours. Wish us luck. We have pulled up to the beach where our fuel cache is. We're just gonna give Jeff a hand here, fuel up, and then we will be on our way. Another 150 miles to fly after we fuel up. So here's the fuel stashed here for the plane, and some boats that are actually in really good shape here. Apparently a guy had a cabin out this way and did some caribou hunting and that, but unfortunately it burned down.
How many have we done?
So that's 5. Woo! Gassed up successfully, and we are starting the second leg of the journey. Almost there! We have officially landed. No ice on the lake was one of our concerns. Like, beautiful day, really smooth flight. What a place. All right.
Okay, let's get some gear in this puppy.
I'm just gonna go over to that island. Well, because it's really tough to get to shore, we're actually just loading straight off the plane into this canoe. And because the other boats are packed canoe, we're gonna do a couple of trips. Well, Jeff, that was a really smooth flight. Thank you very much.
Have lots of fun. Should be
Yeah,
good.
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Have a good one.
How do we just jump here?
Probably good fishing right here.
Look how clear this water is, eh? Wow, this is crazy beautiful.
Yeah! We are officially alone in the Arctic wilderness. 19 days. Jim and I are going to be descending a wild river to the Arctic Ocean. We're going to be seeing musk oxen, moose, caribou, grizzly bears, maybe even polar bears, Arctic wolves, Arctic fox. We're going to be paddling down incredible whitewater rapids with just spectacular scenery. We're talking about the world's largest waterfall north of the Arctic Circle and world-class fishing. We're going to be targeting lake trout and Arctic char. And look, there's no trees here. This is the land of the never-ending day as well. It never gets dark here this time of year, and it's so nice out. I thought it was going to be colder, but today it's not. So we're going to camp here tonight, and then I'm going to start assembling my canoe because I'm not going anywhere without getting that done first. All done.
Wow, it's so light.
Managed to sneak in a couple little lightweight camp chairs. We're gonna have to eat a lot of fish on this trip because I do not have a lot of food. Today, I've selected one of my higher calorie meals, spicy sausage bolognese.
Shrimp curry with rice with a
I'm
whip.
gonna make some coffee, even though it's probably 10:30. It's pretty hearty. It's good. That is an easy meal. It wasn't a lot of food. That's all I had, and I'm already like quite hungry again, so we're gonna need to catch a lot of fish on this trip. I think we'll be able to do it. It's kind of a cool aspect of the trip. It's hard to say all the species that are going to be here because it's so untraveled, but I believe lake trout is what we'll be primarily targeting tomorrow, and maybe we'll even get into some really cool subspecies of landlocked char, Arctic grayling. What a spectacular place. This is one of the most wild wilderness spaces left on Earth. It's about 11:30 right now. Never-ending sun. It'll let us just have fun. You know, you can travel when it's good to travel. So I think it's all just gonna set in when you take that first paddle stroke tomorrow. 19 days of once-in-a-lifetime adventure ahead of us. Can't wait. Climb into the tent and catch you in the morning. Good night. Oh, the Arctic. Looking forward to getting our lures in the water because there's lake trout in here the size of a small human. So probably catch a trout bigger than you.
There it is. There it is.
Woo! First fish of the trip. That's a beast, eh?
Oh! My fluorocarbon wore off on the rocks. How big must that fish have been? 20 pounds? It's like, probably like 7-8 pounds. Yeah!
Wow, amazing fish. The fishing is good. Lost 2 giant lake trout and then landed probably another 6-7 pounder. So we have fish for dinner tonight.
I filleted it and then I cut off like all the other little chunks that I could after filleting it, and then I cut the cheeks out too.
On the water, we have a perfect day for paddling at the moment. Looking forward to paddling this lake. It's just spectacular. Barren landscape. So different than most places. It's nothing really like the Arctic tundra. Amazing that it's as warm as it is as well.
Yeah, that's a great eater size.
Woo! Jimmy is on the board with 2 beauties. Jim has another lake trout on.
Wow. There she is. Happy about that one.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Well, Jim is hooked into so many fish, it's out of control. And I haven't even caught one! I'm jealous, I want to catch a fish too. Oh! Jim's landed 4, lost 2. I changed my lure, I was using a brass color, and I switched to just pure silver, so we'll see. We got about 30 kilometers of lakes to paddle before we get in our first stretch of the river, and you know, I'm enjoying it. It's dragging me back to the island. It's very big. I don't know how I'm gonna boat this thing. I can't reel against it any harder or I'll break my line and I'll lose it. And every time I bring it up, it goes for a new run. It's just an absolute log. It's going for another run. My arm is tiring. Oh no! I put its head in the net, but then my hook got tangled in the net, and so I couldn't get the fish. My net really wasn't big enough for that fish, and I didn't want to tip out there. I just really screwed up. I didn't get the fish to swim into the net properly. My hands are shaking, and what a freaking epic fight that was. Oh my goodness, an absolute log. Just unreal. Talk about world-class trout fishing. Just cruising through an absolutely gorgeous stretch of this lake. Very calm.
Both tangled today with fish that are for sure within the 20-pound plus range, which is pretty exciting.
Got a fish on. Oh, it's huge. It's barely hooked. Yeah! Whoa! Yeah!
Nice, bud. Awesome.
Second I switched from brass to silver, I hooked up with like a 25 pounder. I said 20 to begin with, now it's become 25. 25 for sure.
What kind of lure was that?
It's a Williams whitefish. Finally landed a fish, and it was a nice one too. So I do think the silver is really what they're hitting.
It's a good size. This one could be 20-pounder. Oh man, my hand's getting sore. Oh, yeah! Easy there, big fella. Oh, yeah! Woo! Wow, look at that. What a fish. Oh man, that's solid 15 pounds, I'd say. 18 maybe. See ya, buddy. Yeah! Woo! Wow, what a feeling.
How was that?
Oh my god, I got it in the net and like it was only like less than halfway in the net. Look what I'm using, dude. I caught it on this giant Lucky Strike.
These big spoons I have left are kind of bronze and brass color, and I lost my good silver one. We had to cut weight for the flight, and both of us actually didn't bring a large amount of tackle we wanted to bring. In hindsight, there must have been something else which we sacrificed, because the one lure can provide a heck of a lot more food. We've just pulled up to camp. We see a nice little plateau up here, and there's a little bit of wind we're hoping up there, because the bugs we're predicting are going to be quite vicious. Now I'm just looking forward to getting set up and cooking up some fish. Wow. Few mosquitoes, but honestly with a good amount of DEET, they're not too bad. Right now I feel like we're managing. Mexican styled grilled chicken bowl for dinner tonight. It's gonna be good. First bite. Cheers.
Delish. Little Old Bay. Tried a few different ways over the course of this trip, but I really like this way.
That piece was really good. If we catch fish like that, I think we're gonna be all right, food-wise. That was a big serving of fish, and now I still have this. It's good. It is just phenomenally gorgeous here. Well, look at this spot we're camped on. It's just so cool. So cool. I'm just looking at the tent over here, the silhouette, the lake, and man, what a place this is. Look at that fish down there. Oh, fish on. Oh, it's a beast. Oh, huge. Whoa. Yes, he swam off. Wow, just a half-ass cast offshore and just bam, quite a fight to land him where I landed him. Amazing day. Tomorrow I'll show you guys the maps of what we're doing and where we're headed for the next few days, but until then I'm gonna head to bed. Good night. Good morning. Got a lot of lake paddling to do today, which means giant fish are most likely going to be caught. We've got maybe roughly 22 kilometers to paddle before we would get to the first rapid. So we might get into some rapids today. Not sure. We'll play that by ear. We're going to try to knock off that 22 kilometers first. This trip has about 100 kilometers of lake paddling in the upper stretches where they're kind of connected with little stretches of whitewater. So should be fun. The fishing should be awesome. Should be a good day. Another freaking beauty out.
Burns like hell too, so. Oh, nice place for a coffee.
Absolutely. Fish for breakfast. So our pilot put us in about here and we paddled up this section to about here. Today we're going to try to get to the end of the lake, hopping around all these islands, and then all the way down to right here. I feel like that's kind of a reasonable goal.
Okay. Oh, there's two there. Look, the second one's trying to bite the lure in its back.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, don't go under there. Look, the other one's even bigger. Hello.
Wow.
Oh, look at that.
Dude, there's two fighting. He's trying to bite it.
Trying to bite the lure.
There's three now.
Look.
Grab him. Nice. Wow. There. What a fun morning. Unbelievable fishing there. Both times Jim and I had fish on, another fish would come and try to get the hook in the other one's mouth. So we had two 10-pound lake trout or more fighting for the same hook. It just goes to show how things kind of once were back in civilization areas that have been so kind of overfished and stressed and polluted and so tampered with invasive species, deliberate and accidental. Places like this are becoming more and more scarce. So that's also why this is just such a special place. It just feels so sacred. One of the things I love about nature is that fascination of wonder and awe that every human has. I feel like every kid collects little bugs and puts some leaves in a container, and they're so fascinated with every little thing, every little leaf, discovering a little grasshopper for the first time, a little bird flying in the sky. It's so joyful to watch little kids do like that. But I think sometimes we forget to do that as adults and to live in the moment because our minds are somewhere else. And being out in nature brings me back to that feeling that I had really as a child of just like wonder, like around every corner. It's just amazing. I think nature does that for a lot of people. And you can even see it when people just go to the aquarium or they go to the ocean and they're looking at all the incredibly fascinating life. It's just so amazing. People will be like, hey, come look at this or look at that. And, wow, what is that thing? And it's just such a nice place to be in. That's one of the things that I really like about this kind of work, is that it helps me stay in that place a lot of the time, right in the moment, and just having a wonder of life and nature. Probably paddled about 15 kilometers. As we're getting closer to the end of the lake and closer to the start of the Hood River, it's becoming more mountainous. There's more cliffs, the topography's changing, and yeah, it's just not sort of a flat tundra. Yeah!
Good eater size?
Yeah, for sure.
That's dinner.
Sorry, bud. Thank you.
It's a good eating size for sure. Hopefully the weather keeps up like this, eh?
I know.
Whatever you do not wish that, say something like, maybe it'd be better for the video if we had some wind or something like that.
All right. Oh, there it goes. A lot of pep in that sucker. Great day. We just had a bit of a tailwind and just really enjoyed the scenery. We are going to set up camp on this island. 360 views all around, but we're picking it because we think the bugs won't be as bad. The wind will keep them at bay. Looks like there's some flat spots and it's a nice takeout, so yeah, it's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
Pretty good tent spots. Nice and flat. Beautiful views. 360. I am having delicious wild lake trout, but I'm also having forever young mac and cheese because I was feeling a little...
having mac and cheese too, yeah!
2 cups water. 1, 2. After you let it sit, all the freeze-dried rehydrates. Just gonna seal that up. I'm ready to eat my fish. This is absolutely delicious. This and my mac and cheese is a good dinner. We were worried about not having enough food, but if we can catch fish like this, we're gonna be great. It's the end of day 3, delicious trout dinner, and just camped on this beautiful island esker. Not much more you could ask for. It was a really good day. Covered about 22 kilometers or so. We caught a few fish. Would have caught a lot more had we not been trying to make time and maybe not unnecessarily harm fish we didn't need to. This is one of the most remote places left in the world. Very magical. I'm just awe-inspired and intrigued at discovering what's around every corner. There's something really special about nature and these wild places. You just really enjoy what's in front of you at face value. This lake is just sacred. It's just gorgeous. It was good to us, and the weather was really good too, so hopefully we get some more of that tomorrow. Starting the day with some fun rapids, it looks like, and maybe a couple portages around some picturesque stuff, but it's gonna be really fun. Great day. We'll catch you in the morning.
Just like jeans. Something to get the grind to the bottom. Oatmeal porridge.
We're on the water and we are headed towards our first rapid of the trip. We'll also be able to gauge a little bit of how the water level is. Kind of expect it to be lower, and then volume would increase as you get further downriver. Camped here on this island last night. So we just crossed here and we got to our first rapid here. Then there's a class 3 rapid and a beautiful falls, which is, of course is a portage. I can see trout everywhere. Yeah, Jim just went down and checked around the corner, and it's not really runnable. It's so low. That might be good. It might mean some of these class 4s are runnable. Right. So yeah, you can't paddle down that. Have to portage this. Oh my goodness, the black flies are vicious. There's what we portaged around. Much too bony and rocky to run. I'd say that we have low water. Sometimes I can wade and drag, but you wouldn't want to do it in any canoe, let alone this one. So But the black flies, my goodness, it's been mostly mosquitoes. Just approaching another rapid here. We have some really old river notes that say it's a class 3 and to run it on the right, and there's just absolutely no channel on the right at all. So the water level is definitely low. We both carried over, and I think it was a good decision.
Having to avoid all the rocks, amp up the excitement.
Yep, sure do. Got to be extra cautious not to hit anything. Well, we are just approaching a waterfall. Should be a very pretty portage. Beautiful silver lake trout, and it is a really nice eating size. Jim caught one about the same size. He's had a bit smaller, so that's what we're going to have for dinner tonight. Look at that, so cool. That was pretty epic. Crazy beautiful. It's like all mountainous. Really does feel like the start of a river though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We're just at the next rapid, and it looks like there's enough water to scoot down it, even for my canoe. Look at this rock. That really looks like lava. A little higher stakes for me. Potential to puncture a hole through my canoe. Right. Pretty fun, eh? Yeah, man. I'd say that was the first rapid of the trip, and it was fun. We thought we were gonna have to portage, so that's just a huge time saver and super fun. On to the next one.
This looks lineable here.
That portage took a little while. Now we got to contend with some really bony, shallow water. Hopefully it's navigable. Looks like the first stretch is, but that river gets wide and shallow. So anyway, it's all good, and we will be at camp shortly. Run into very low water on the river, at least in this section. We're hoping once there's a bunch more tributaries and other lakes that it'll become more manageable, and it will. But this section here would indicate the river's going to be low in general. It's supposed to be a paddleable Class 2 rapid. It's a bit of a concern, especially for the pack canoe. So all this is supposed to be paddleable. That was a mission. It is 9:30 and we've made it only like 5 kilometers today. Certainly not as fast as we had thought, but it's such a cool landscape and it's so beautiful out. I'm not upset about it at all. Like, I'm enjoying every minute of it. We'll probably take camp at the next place that's suitable. We have been on the water for about 12 hours. It really does feel like, where did the time go?
Yeah, maybe it's just the lighting.
Yeah, camp here.
Yeah.
I feel like this is actually the best looking spot in a while. We decided to camp here. Look at this freaking spot. Wow. It's a bit of a hike up here, as you can imagine, but we've got to portage this rapid anyway. So I think we're both happy to stop for the day because it's been a long day. But I feel like it was meant to be. The black flies though are quite bad. Quite bad indeed. The guardians of the north are here to protect the wilderness. You're doing a hell of a job.
Holy Christ, look at all the black flies. I don't know if you can actually see my face right now through the camera, if it's just a cloud of black flies.
Mosquitoes and black flies are the worst of the trip for sure right now. I wasn't particularly expecting the black flies. So nice of them to join us. Decided to eat the fish for breakfast, so I'm gonna put it in these Ziplocs and in this other bag. Put a rock in it, and I'm gonna put it in the river. It is definitely fridge temperature in there. We are now in Nunavut territory in Canada. There are no roads to any community. In an area roughly the size of Mexico, or 3 times the size of Texas, and only a population of 39,000, with its largest city only having 8,000 residents. It is perhaps the most wild and remote area left on the planet. It is majority Inuit people who've been stewards of this land for centuries. Well, it is bedtime. Interesting day. So we didn't accomplish what exactly we set out to, but I'd say it all played out exactly how it was supposed to. Feels meant to be. This is just spectacular campsite. I'm just loving this spot. A great day, and I feel like tomorrow is going to be even better. Fish for breakfast. Yum. should have been a cowboy. That's another class 4 down there.
Oh, yes.
Yesterday we did all this. That here was the like never-ending shallow drag that took forever, and we camped up on this ridge here. So we got a little small pool and something here. Then we got this big lake. Concerns for the day today are just the wind. Is it going to be a challenge for us on the lake? We're thinking it'll be okay. Help keep the bugs down, and the lake's kind of narrow. But my worst thing right now that's kind of putting a cloud over the day is just, I just got a really bad headache. Anyway, beautiful stretch of river here. Feels like a moonscape. Hoping to see some animals shortly. We're thinking that there'll probably be more down in the river valley. Warthog left! Yeah. Pretty easy obstruction. Sure beats those never-ending drags of shallow water. Now we're in this beautiful lake, and hopefully this lake adds a bit of water to the river. So everything's going good.
You probably could have made it right up to the island with Warthog.
I should have. Well, there we go. Got him. Nice. Well, pretty fun. Gorgeous lake. It's becoming even more rugged and mountainous. It's just very pretty. We're gonna enjoy the rest of the paddle here.
There's a fish.
Whoa! Yeah! Nice fish.
Well, that was pretty fun.
My head is feeling a lot better, which is letting me enjoy the moment a little more. Amazing lake, crystal clear, cold water. It's filled with beautiful lake trout, mountainous terrain. Very gorgeous. Nice. Jim just caught a couple nice lake trout. Really beautiful. We're going barbless on this trip, so it's a little bit tougher to land them, but it's nicer on the fish. Just a good way to go. Well, we're just approaching the end of the lake and where we're hoping to camp tonight. I don't totally see a flat spot yet.
Doesn't look like the best camping.
No.
What about over here where it's not as steep to climb up?
Sure.
Hopefully there's a flat spot up there, eh? Yay! Another day, another dollar.
Look at how many bugs are in Jim's scotch. 13, 14, 15.
But the thing is that when you drink it through here, it filters them out.
Look at that. Does that look good or what? Fish crisp with Frank's buffalo sauce. Let's give it a whirl. Mmm. About 2 weeks left to go, which seems like a long time, but it's not long enough. So gonna really take it in. There's some spectacular stuff ahead. Tomorrow we're starting it off with likely a carry, but we're gonna go have a look and maybe we can run the base of it. Then I think there might be some archaeological sites from old Inuit. So I really like to check that out. It is 1:20 in the morning. Crazy. Gonna head to bed.
It sounds like it's raining. It's not. It's mosquitoes and black flies. Pretty juicy, huh?
These notes that we got here are pretty decent, eh?
Box drop.
Looks like you might have some current here then.
On the water, approaching a big rapid. What we're hoping for here is to line this upper stretch here and then take out down there to start from there. It's looking promising, let's say. Still too shallow to run, but we made it down. I scraped over a couple of rocks. The skin of this thing is pretty tough, so hopefully it's okay. But if there is a hole, I can patch it. We're just headed to the end of this lake. Way down there. That haze, that's actually forest fire smoke. It is blowing in from who knows where. Last year around Yellowknife had some brutal fires.
Yeah, it could just be blowing from Yellowknife area.
Our atmosphere is not very big, and you know what we pump into it really affects huge swaths of places because there's no trees here and we got smoke. Oh, Is that a moose? I think it is.
Where?
Looking at us.
Oh.
It's a moose.
Yeah, it's a moose. Let's paddle up to it, dude.
That was real cool. Jim just finished releasing a nice trout. I looked over on the beach and I just saw something that looked out of place. We thought maybe it was just a small moose, but when we got up close, it was a big bull moose. I like that it's easier to see animals because of the topography is like open, right? There's no trees. One of my coolest moose encounters yet. Oh, I'm loving this lake. Gorgeous. This lake is called Cave Lake, and towards the end of the lake on the north shore is an interesting cairn or fox trap. It is high on a hill and not visible from the river. Underneath it, with its entrance on the east side of the hill, is a small cave which has either been used as a food cache or shelter in the past. Looking forward to checking this out.
There it is.
Sick, dude.
Yeah, this could be 400 years old.
If it was a trap, maybe something goes in, they put something there temporarily. Two rocks like this creating an opening. These flat rocks on the ground so nothing can dig down and get into it. And then you hide your food in there, and then you would take these and close the opening with these, and so something has been removed from there, and that's why these rocks are piled down. Got a lot of space in there, actually.
Imagine whoever built this, like...
Very cool. How deep it is, dude.
Yeah, I looked right in there to see if I could see anything in there.
Cool. Yeah.
And then these go up, and then you pile more rocks up against it, right?
Right, that's what I think.
Because they can't just pile the rocks on top of their food, it'll get crushed.
Right. Let's see if I can find this cave. I have a feeling that it's just gonna be here. I think I found the cave. Whoa. Caribou antlers in here. That is so cool, man. Wow. Oh, look at all the other bone fragments and stuff. Antlers and bone. Pieces of hide or something.
Yeah.
Just a bit of spine and stuff. Some more antlers up there. Wow. They look like they've been there for a long, long time. This rock even looks like it might have been broken to fit the doorway. It's like a perfect shape. There's more rocks stashed in this crevice to block the door as well. These look like they were put here too. So this would go here, boom, block that doorway. They'd bring the caribou meat in here, which is nice and cool. Probably a summer cache. It could definitely be used as a shelter if you threw some skins down.
I think it was just loaded with caribou.
Yeah, maybe both though. In an emergency or in the summer, hot like this. There's no bugs in here either. Probably like 15 degrees colder in there. It's like air conditioning.
And that's good for the meat.
Note said that maybe it was used as a shelter. There's no bugs in there, and it's a ripping hot right now. I'm getting killed by bugs, and it's air conditioned and lovely in there. So they traveled with skin tents at this time, but it would have been able to throw their skins down and just stay in there if they wanted to as well. When it wasn't packed full of meat, they were caching. So this is one of the cooler things that we found. Enough to drag. Yeah! I feel like I did a pretty good job for some stuff that I just kind of couldn't avoid. Nice Laker. It's beauty. We're gonna let him go today. This is one of the things about paddling late in the day. You get to paddle in the most tranquil, beautiful settings.
That's when it's more likely to be calm water, right?
Yeah. So lake trout everywhere, right on the top of the surface. See those little ripples? They're all fins of lake trout backs. They're everywhere. This could probably just cast them. Yep. Because the Arctic is essentially locked in ice for the majority of the year, not much can grow, and therefore not much decays, and so things kind of get frozen in time. It's so unexplored, it's not uncommon to come across undocumented historical sites. Well, we are making dinner here and a cloud of black flies. In fact, if you found a way to trap the black flies and eat them, there's enough to feed the world, I think. Today I am having pork pad thai and Jim's having Mexican style grilled chicken bowl. I've had this one, it's pretty good. I'm looking forward to it because I am hungry.
Single malt scotch and hot chocolate is real good. They're all over my eyelids, and I have like 6 in my hot chocolate. Cheers, Dad. Cheers, buddy. Cheers, Dad.
Pretty good. Well, it's an awesome day. A lot of black flies in particular, mosquitoes and black flies. So if you don't want to sleep with them, you have to go through the long process of squishing them. It becomes kind of a, fun game. Morning of day 7. That is a lot of freaking bugs. My lunch for the day is 2 packs of trail mix. I have 2 of these Cliff bars and the Welch's juice fills and a fruit source bar. I actually have 1 of these yogurt covered fruit for around dinner, but I forgot to eat it yesterday, if you can believe that. Just like, I don't know how I did that. So today I'm gonna have that for lunch. And I do have 1 pita with peanut butter. All right. Some volume finally. Canoe feels so weird. Oh man, that's really good news. Yeah! Oh, thank God. A little bit more volume, eh? I can just see lake trout fins just on top of the water all over. So beautiful. Down that little portion, but there's a minefield left to go. Jim had to get out. Made it. Yeah! We kind of knew, oh, the water volume's gonna build, it's gonna build, but in the back of your mind, you're like, if it doesn't, this is gonna be a portage trip.
Well, you try not to think of that.
Right.
There's no point, but every once in a while it creeps back in there. I feel like that's why this trip is, like they say, take 18 days.
Yeah, man. This lake's about 11 kilometers long. The moose. Yeah, big. He's on the right side of the beach, just in the bushes here. We're all the way on the other side of the lake, and you can barely make it out, so pretty cool.
So this is 11 to here, 12, 13, let's say we've gone 14 kilometers. 435 would be skull portage that we would have done today.
Right. I felt like I was falling behind Jim a little bit, so I duct taped 2 of my paddles together to make into a double blade. A little bit tricky at the end there. Still some ice up there. Bit of a blue color to it, eh? Yeah, fishing's so loaded here. We're just like, well, I guess maybe we should catch a fish soon. Like, we're getting close to camp. Catch a fish right away. Paddled probably 25 or 26 kilometers. So we made a decision to take the point that's right up here. It's late in the day. It's probably like 8:30. Hopefully there's a flat spot up there.
As cool as the lakes have been, I'm looking forward to getting into the current of the river, and definitely looking forward to seeing Wilberforce Falls.
Today for dinner we are having fish, and I'm having spicy sausage bolognese. So what do we have there, Jim?
Fresh trout caught right here in the Arctic, and it's been pan fried in lard with Cajun fish crisp.
Thank you, buddy. Wind has kept the bugs away almost entirely, and that is a wonderful, wonderful thing, let me tell you, because they have really been beating on us hard these last couple of days. The guardians of the north, they're guarding with full force, and they're doing a good job, so good for them. But you know, it sucks when you're on the receiving end of their army. Saw 2 moose, not 1 but 2 moose, or should I say meese. That's a cow, not a moose. So if you thought I was doing a moose call, you failed the test. I don't think actually meese is plural for moose. I think it's still just moose. Whether it's 1 moose, singular moose, or 1,000 moose, it's still moose. Look at the moose. It could be 1 moose and it could be 1,000 moose. So put that on your English test and smoke it. Anyway, it is time to go to bed. Even though it's beautiful, it's hard to go to bed here. I don't want to go to bed. That's one inconvenience in life I wish I didn't have to do, even though it feels wonderful when I'm tired. It is a waste of time. Why does it have to be 8 hours? How about 4 hours? Right? 8? Come on. Anyway, we're going to sleep. Good night.
Mosquitoes are here this morning. Good morning to you, mosquitoes.
Good morning to you, and how do you do? We're all in our places with sunshiny faces, and this is the way to start a new day. Good morning to you, and how do you do? Runny cold oatmeal. And then I have some delicious cowboy coffee that Jim made me that has been serenaded by a verse of Toby Keith's I Should Have Been a Cowboy. 8, maybe 10 kilometers left to go. It'll cap off about 100 kilometers of the headwater lakes, and we'll be into the main stretch of the Hood River. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been loving this landscape. I've been loving the fishing. I'm really glad we had the lakes, but I'm ready for the river. I think we'll probably, with any luck, get to see some more really cool wildlife, some Arctic animals, caribou, muskox, Arctic wolves, these kind of things. We're also supposed to be seeing some really pretty waterfalls and then likely paddleable rapids. Epic stuff ahead. I just can't wait to get out there. Jim lit a little fire to burn off some of our garbage because it starts rotting and reeking. It attracts bears and it's just unsafe. And any little bits of plastic or tinfoil we crumple up and we take with us. We burn it off because that's all they do in town anyway, even if you bring it back to the dump at most northern communities anyway. Quite the tailwind. Ooh, the waves are building. Riding them out. We just paddled like 4 kilometers in half an hour, it felt like. But now we got to go around a big kind of horseshoe, which means potentially on the back end of it, we'll be paddling into this. So there's a moose way over on the other side of the lake. Hi, Mr. Moose. Well, I don't know. Mrs. Moose. I hope you have a wonderful day. Well, that's the 4th moose we've seen now. Pretty cool. That was tough. Thankfully, paddling to the other shore here has almost completely blocked the wind. Once we get in the river valley, we'll be good. We camped here. We paddled with a good tailwind all the way to here. Came around these cliffs where we were blocked from the wind. We're gonna have to stick all the way to shore. Then we're getting into this portage here. And then we'll have a rapid. It's gonna be super, super fun. Looking forward to it. Because there's no trees, the wind just whips across the tundra and nothing really obstructs it at all. Well, we did it. We finished the last of the large headwater lakes. We're about to enter the main flow of the Hood River. With this other lake adding to the volume and a few tributaries, we're thinking we might hit this river level at perfect conditions where it's super fun. Fingers crossed that's how it is and it's not too rocky. And even though we're a little behind schedule, once we get into some current, we'll just be zipping right along. Approaching a waterfall. Gotta be careful. Caribou. Beautiful fish. Look at the orange fins. I'm gonna let it go. See how beautiful they are? I thought it was a chore. two fighting for this right now. Here, ready? 1, 2, 3.
I don't want to lose it.
There it is. Yeah! Wow! Goodbye, bud. Look at these fins. It's beautiful.
Oh my god, look, it's like blaze orange on the tip of its tail.
Beautiful fish. Look at all these fish. They're all lake trout. Never seen anything like it. Absolutely incredible. There's like a little trickle coming in behind me there, and maybe it's bringing in little bugs, or Jim's saying oxygenated water, or who knows, but it's so cool that lake trout can just sit in 4 inches of water. It's doubles in quantities out here. What a freaking paradise, sanctuary here. Well, this is a really freaking special place. The fishing is just out of this world. Sacred is how I would describe it. The air smells so good. There's just like a washboard of water coming down into a pool here. You can just smell the air coming off the cool water. Beautiful. Wow, beautiful moment. That was fun, eh? Approaching a class 3 rapid. We're really hoping we can run it, but I think we're gonna do that tomorrow morning if we can find a campsite that's suitable here. I am having Kung Pao beef. There's me and Jim. Look at us there. We ate a Kung Pao beef each, and look at us. We're climbing a freaking mountain. Kung Pao beef. So it looks. It's good. So that portage is the kind I really enjoy, because it was also a hike up in Esker. Cool views and some of those like Arctic flowers and stuff there. And I found this. It's like a fossilized clam or mussel. I don't think it is, but it certainly looks like one. So it's all smooth like this shape, but there's all this like sediment layers in there. It was on top of the esker. If anybody knows how that was created, let me know in the comments. Really freaking awesome day. Day 9.
Yours is a little weak. You want to just do a dump back and forth? Here, I'll dump. You dump in there. Way better. It's a trip milestone. I have finally fit the full mess kit in the food barrel, which means one less bungle bag clipped to my other bags, swinging around, causing me issues and slowing me down. Still a lot of bungles though. There it is.
I had this long class 3. We looked at it with the drone a little bit, but that only does so much because you can't really see all the little rocks hiding in there. So it's a bit tricky, but I think we're going to go for it. Hopefully everything goes well. We're gonna load the canoes and just start flying down with a potentially haphazard scout. Woo! Biggest whitewater challenge of the trip so far. Very nerve-wracking. Here we go, baby. Yeah! How was that? That was awesome, dude. Boat performed great in the big waves.
No issues at all with rocks.
No.
I took in a lot of water and bombed the biggest part.
Sick, dude.
Yep.
All right. Tiny. Beautiful. Wow, dude. Look how pretty it is. Nice. What a beautiful fish. First cast here. Well, that was super fun. Got a couple of beautiful trout. Trout here, they're so gorgeous with these like orange red fins. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Want me to go for it?
Yeah, let's just go for it. Sick run. Just arriving at the portage here, Mason Portage. Mandatory. Sounds like quite a waterfall. Looking forward to not the back-breaking part, but the scenic part. Despite the slugging, it's absolutely beautiful out here. There we go. They're out in the current over there. Think I'll catch one?
Yeah. Did you? Did a big one?
No. Yeah, such nice eaters, a lot of them, eh?
Yeah.
So we just kind of wrap it up here where we camped. Just finished this portage here, and then we've got 25-meter falls, breathtaking. Camp here if there's a spot, and then try to put some miles behind us tomorrow. 25-meter waterfall. That would make it 82 feet roughly. Quite the falls, and it's going to be spectacular, so looking forward to that. The sea trout below me. Spotted what looks like a hunk of like really old ice.
Like the last remnants of a glacier, you know?
Right. Just going on a little hike here along this sandy esker up to that, what we think is remnants of an old glacier, just to check it out. Could just be really white sediment. Maybe it's actually some ice left from the glacier that created this esker, which is really cool to think about. Eskers, they're ancient river bottoms essentially from underneath a glacier. They're not easy to climb, these sandy eskers. There was a huge amount of ice on top and a river flowing under it. And so as the river melted the ice, the sand built up like this. Then when the glacier melted, you're just left with this. It looks like a river bottom. Sometimes this is where really cool discoveries are made. A glacier melts and it reveals old archaeological stuff like spears. They found a fully intact mammoth, apparently, just frozen perfectly in the ice. That was like, you know, you could eat still.
Rock hard up here. It's almost like crystallized up here. If I should be walking on it, if it's some sort of precious anomaly.
I think it's clay. Either way, originally deposited by a glacier. It's clay. Look at it. You could add fibers of that, kiln it, make pottery probably. Cool. Dude, this is sick. It's like sun killed. Crazy.
I've never seen anything like this before, eh? Definitely an anomaly.
If the clay is like pure enough and you could add stuff to it, would come and collect it from here, because it's I don't know about the area, but doesn't seem like there's a lot of it around. That's pretty cool. We haven't seen anything like that here, so I'm glad we checked it out. Pretty little hike. Another beautiful day now. This boat feels really cool actually running the waves. The more I'm getting used to it, it just kind of worms up and down through the waves as it flexes. Just approaching Yellowknife Falls. Not sure how to pronounce it, but 25 meters, 82.5 feet. This waterfall drop. Signs of things to come in the future too when we get to Wilberforce. Looking forward to checking it out.
See if we can get closer.
It's nice to get closer, but also picking up the trail sometimes is easier.
Kinganuit.
Kinganuit Falls.
Kinganuit.
Spotted this caribou just on the other side of the river looking at us.
Is that ever freaking beautiful? You can just smell the mist, so nice. Oh, it smells so fresh and pure. There's a beautiful campsite right down here. We're probably gonna camp right here. This trip keeps getting better and better. Like, I don't even mind carrying the gear. Everything is just so spectacular and breathtaking everywhere you look. Phenomenal. Yeah! Woo! Yeah, baby. Unreal. That was absolutely freaking spectacular. Wow. This sacred is the best way I can explain this place. This whole river valley. I don't even want to fish too much because it's just too sacred. Just take what we need.
Catch a small one. Not a tank though.
This calls for something real special. Spicy grilled chicken curry. One of my more favorite ones. But also a delicious fresh caught trout. While that is sitting, I'm gonna cut up and start cooking this fish. But first I'm gonna have a little swig of my single malt Scotch with 2 mosquitoes. Yum.
Why don't you do some Old Bay and some salmon? Good. Oh yeah.
put some Old Bay seasoning on fish and also some salmon seasoning. So I'm gonna compare it the two. I just did a piece with Old Bay. Here's a piece with the salmon seasoning. I don't know, man.
What, you like the salmon better?
I think the salmon seasoning wins on this. At least the way I applied it here today.
Good, dude.
Especially grilled chicken curry. This one's good. One of the most epic places I've camped ever. Like the falls and the sight and just being in the Arctic and the views, fishing. Unbelievable. And we saw big bull caribou right at the top of the falls as well. Like just catching a fish up like at the base of that falls was probably like the coolest fish I've ever caught, you know, like it's up there. We also found some old bone fragments that have been smashed open, likely to extract the bone marrow from Inuit who were obviously camping and passing through this exact spot. 10 more days till the float plane is going to pick us up. Wilberforce Falls is en route, but we have to get around it. And so we figured that probably is going to take at least 2 days. We want to take our time and enjoy it. So that would really leave us with 7 days to finish everything else. And I think it's doable. So really special place, really thankful to be here. And just a gorgeous evening again. And the temperature has dropped. If you notice, I don't have my bug jacket on. I don't have too many bugs around me. It's gotten chillier, and I think that's made the bugs leave. So I'll take it. Looking forward to tomorrow, and hopefully see some more animals. Maybe get to see some musk oxen, wolves, and in the days ahead, maybe catch some Arctic char as well. Stuff to dream about. Just going to gather up camp and I think tuck into the tent and go to bed. Awesome day. Morning of day 10.
When we make cowboy coffee, you want the grinds to get to the bottom. So you want to spin it, but the amount of time you're going to want to spin it is dictated by one verse of Toby Keith's I Should Have Been a Cowboy, minimum. I should have been a cowboy, I should have learned to rope and ride, carrying my 6-shooter, riding my pony on a cattle drive, stealing a young girl's heart, just like Gene and Roy, singing those campfire songs. I should have been a cowboy. And done. Perfect.
What is after that?
There's the Right River.
Do it. Catch some fish, and then
make it to here, and that's 25K.
Beautiful.
That was super cool. Big, beautiful bull caribou. Swam right across the river. Jim alerted me to it as he was coming up, and wow. Very cool moment. Shaping up to be an awesome day. And the rain has stopped.
Yeah, I think it's a golden tag. Cool.
Just pulled over here to toy with our solar panels. Jim found, just coincidentally, a little spring welling up out of the hill. Very cool. Clear it is. Wow. We're just tasting the spring water.
Arctic spring water, Hood River Spring.
It's good.
Ice cold.
Wow.
Right?
It's better than the river water.
Way better, yeah, it's delicious.
It's good. It actually comes and goes down this way, and there's just nothing up there. And it just wells up here and pours into the river. So it's just a beautiful spring here. Look, the wolves are coming to the spring. Check it out.
The wolf.
There's a big one.
That's a big wolf print, man.
It's a little wolf. It's always fun to look at tracks. Jim, yo, Jim, look. Wow. It's got a limp. Still looks pretty healthy though. Good boy. Hope you have a wonderful day. That's 5 caribou now. Such a close encounter. It was just so trusting, not afraid of us at all. Amazing. I think we paddled maybe 12 or 15 kilometers already, so much more relaxed pace today. We're gonna pull over here and do a little short little hike up this river called the Wright River. This is a pretty big tributary. Oh, wow. So we're gonna hike up there. And this is adding quite a bit of volume to the river. Low water will probably not be an issue anymore. I think there's some artifacts here, some centuries old tent rings from Inuit people, and also just a spectacular freaking waterfall. Just shaping up to be a beautiful day. The falls on the Wright River is spectacular.
Way bigger than the falls from yesterday.
Way bigger, and there's another huge drop up around the corner. What we're looking for here are tent rings or artifacts, but We haven't really found anything that jumps out at us. This one ring here of these rocks looks like the remnants of a tent ring. The Inuit would erect skin tents while they were out living nomadically on the land. I can't say that what we found was that, but it looks like it. But we definitely found bone fragments that have been smashed open to access the marrow. That's not something that a modern hunter would typically be doing on site. And you can also tell the bone is extremely old. Years ago, 2008, Jim and I did a trip on Victoria Island, which is northwest of here. And we came across tent rings. They're very distinctive. They would come back through the area and just leave them and reuse the rocks again. But we'd found nunchucks and tent rings, and there was bone fragments everywhere there. Very obvious to tell. Up there, just maybe people were living nomadically more recent times, so they were still there, but also it's colder there. And there's way less growing. Here there's more bushes, more vegetation, and it doesn't take much. Things grow over the rocks, the soil builds up, even in the Arctic. And so I think that's what's happened here. Like the bone fragments are that you just can't find them. They're just kind of under layers of moss, and the rocks are kind of buried a little bit. Anyway, really cool spot, and what a freaking waterfall. It's something else. Spotted some Arctic grayling here. Yeah! Grayling! Yeah! Dude, they're big! Just a beauty fish. Look at that. Let's let them go. Yup. Very, very little one. Oh, I lost him. Loaded in here. That was really cool. Just about to leave, and I just look into the water, and it's crystal clear, and I just see all these big Arctic grayling. We just switch our lures to little ones and immediately both hook up. We let them go because grayling don't keep very well. So hopefully we can catch one a little closer to camp. Well, what a paradise spot here. Just another one. It's unreal. We've made it not very far because everything is so fun. The current picks up here, and that's what we need at this point, because without it, apparently we can't get anywhere. Because everything is so freaking cool. This is just so fun. So fun. What a place this is. This is like the coolest Disney ride you could ever go on. So fun. So amazing. Another caribou. Trying to pretend he's a goose.
Ted has opted to line this just because he's got all the solar battery stuff out charging. It's very bouldery. Pretty bouldery for the folding canoe.
So we just came down a little section that we thought was going to be a swift. Oh my goodness! You see that? The second my lure landed. Beauty. Dude, it's just loaded up there. They're right along the shore, so watch this. Watch this.
I counted.
Ready?
There's probably 10 or 11.
Boom.
All
See
huge.
that?
Yeah. Grayling.
Yeah. Once again, we're being distracted from our goal of putting some kilometers behind us.
God damn it, how does anyone ever make it anywhere out here?
How do you make it anywhere out here? It is hard to pass these spots.
I don't think it's going to take us long to get there.
No.
I wouldn't mind picking up another grayling at some point though.
Yeah, I think this is our time to like get ahead. Deep eddies, eh? One of the nice things about paddling through a rapid, it churns up a cool breeze from the water and also the scent of the water. And so it really smells really nice, pure fresh water. It's really nice. Starting to look for somewhere to camp. We've probably gone about 30 kilometers so far. We're thinking maybe we'll go as far as 35, depending on where we find that's good to camp. And that might have a couple more rapids on the way, not sure. But it's been a freaking awesome day. Very mountainous section we're paddling through here. Cruising down there, I thought there was just like a nice V. All of a sudden I looked up and I was careering towards a boulder. Looks like there's a place up here, Ted. Pulling up to a place that looks suitable for camping, close to the water. I think we will take it. I always pull my canoe up and tie it off because, you know, water levels can come up and wind can come up in the night. And you never know, it could blow away, wash away, or if you just think that it could be happening, it'll keep you up all night or make you get up and run out and look at it. So, you know, you'll sleep easier when you know it's secure. Tonight I'm having Kung Pao beef. Kung Pao beef, the legend continues. Right in the face. Headbutt to the dick. Really tough to make. You gotta pour 1.5 cups in. And the way you do that is you don't measure anything. Ow, this Nalgene's really hot. You hold your Nalgene like this because it's very hot. And you go like this. 1, and you do like a couple of squats. 2, 3, 2.
That was a lot of water, bro.
And you stir the slurry that I'll be eating, and it'll thicken up. And then once I'm done eating this, I'm gonna have the energy to do this kind of hiking tomorrow. There's me and Jim portaging. Just asleep for a 15-minute nap. Just tuck it in the tent here. 15 minutes.
Real good example, Ted. Putting your food in the tent in grizzly country.
Jim has made me a hot chocolate, aka Hottie C. And there's a song that goes with Hottie C. Hottie C, Hottie, hot, Hottie C, yeah. Hottie C, Hottie, hot, Hottie C. We're so warm and so snuggly and chocolatey. Hottie C, Hottie, hot, Hottie C. Well, the bugs are not nearly so bad today, thankfully. It's colder, and when the temperature seems to drop, they leave. That's good, dude. Where is it going? Jim just went and took a cast, no. First cast.
Oh my god, dude. That's a big fish. Holy.
Yeah, its tail is huge. Dude, that's probably the one that ate the grayling head. Oh my god, it's enormous. Oh my god. Whoa!
Got it. It'll be fine. Looks like the grayling head in there. Oh. Woo!
Wow!
Yeah, baby.
Wow, dude. Nice fish. Beautiful, dude.
Woo! All right, let's let him go.
Moving back and forth, maybe.
Yeah! Woo!
What a fish! A number 3 Meps.
It's probably a freaking 20-pound fish.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Good release too.
Yeah. Jim hooked into a whale of a lake trout the size of a small human. I'm jealous. Now I gotta catch a whale.
It's stressful.
You don't want to injure that and have to eat it, you know? Anyway, wow. Well, this is cooked well.
Nice. Oh, that looks like a good meal there, buddy.
Looks pretty good, right? The grayling was delicious, and the Kung Pao beef is actually quite good. It's like a Disney fairy tale out here for us. What a day. We still made it like 33 kilometers, but it felt like more of a day off. It was just about exploring, fishing, and hiking, and fun. Rapids kept us on our toes a little bit. Not a cloud in the sky right now. Saw like 4 caribou, including one that like felt like we could have almost pet it if it got any closer. And we still have the chance of seeing musk oxen and wolves and even grizzly bears and stuff. So who knows? But it's hard to top what's already been done. Just going to tuck into bed. I will catch you in the morning. Good night.
Good morning, Mr. Boo. How are you? How do you do? Well, we just woke up and took down the tent and been greeted this morning by a lovely caribou. Good morning, Mr. Boo. We hope you have a wonderful day. It's just taking a little nap, it looks like, in the cold sand. Good morning to you, and how do you do? We're all in our places with sunshiny faces, and this is the way to start a new day. What a good boy. The goodest boy. Wow.
Passed us for a bit, eh?
Yeah, I thought he might have. This just keeps getting even more amazing. Rudolph bounds into camp with a glowing red nose. What a freaking day already, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was cool, dude. I'm filming the caribou and it crosses the river, then it starts like trotting right at us. Kind of crept into my thoughts, like, is this thing coming over to beat us up or something? But of course it wasn't at all.
How funny would it be if it did?
Past. Yeah, it would be funny. It'd be type 2 fun if it beat us up, you know?
We got another gorgeous, gorgeous day. There's not places like this in heaven, and it's not heaven. Paradise. There's so many giant eskers.
Pyramids!
river current picks up here, the rapids become more advanced and the waves bigger for the next long stretch.
Bald eagle. Well, another phenomenal caribou sighting. Just behind this boulder right there. I just saw its antler, and they don't spook super easy, so I was able to like jam, and I alerted him, and it came out on the other side, and it just right here, like that boulder looks a little further than it actually is on the camera. That was super special.
Some fun stuff, and I really love the smell and the cool air that's created from the churning water. So nice. Pulling up to a tributary here, we're going to take a few casts. Not even a bite. Well, pulled over there for a little break and to fish that tributary. Really nice. However, the first time I think on the trip where we've been skunked, and the best we can figure is that the tributary's warm and the fish in this river are cold water species. Fish are very sensitive to temperature, so if it's a couple of degrees warmer, it doesn't need to be a lot warmer, they won't hang out there. Hey Ted, look on top of this big rock here.
It does look like people put those up there. Well, we just pulled over here because Jim spotted something that looks like it could have been placed there on top of a giant boulder. We can't tell from the river, so we're gonna go have a look.
It's a ring of all flat rocks, definitely placed here by people.
Cool.
And chosen specific rocks piled in a circle.
Oh wow. Cool. Definitely placed here.
Yeah. Look at this.
The cross?
Yeah, that's obviously intentionally selected. And look at the pile here. And like an entrance there. And why are they all perfectly flat?
Yeah. Maybe they're flat because they're easier to carry up here. And if it was a blind, then they would stand them up on end.
I'd say it's definitely a blind to like look where the caribou are coming and
probably. But it is weird, like that one over there. See that like one that's almost like a stick?
That's different. Why would they have selected that? Maybe to hold the other ones up?
Look, these have been broken,
yeah,
dude.
Maybe they brought them up here and broke them.
See this? That's a clean split.
Oh yeah.
Cracked perfectly. And this one has also been split. Yeah. That one has been split.
Yeah.
That one, more than just that one.
Yeah, all of them.
All of them. Look at this one. This one has a bunch of markings on it that look like they were made with a tool.
Yeah. 100%, buddy. You know, they're cutting caribou meat on there to eat. Or
Right, maybe they were splitting them because they were sharp for cutting.
Yeah.
Maybe to try to make tools out of.
Possible. Why would they bring it up here?
But
Look
a
down there, not rock.
Right, see, they've been breaking them, dude. Jim just noticed these flakes down here on that rock.
But it looks like down there that might have been splitting it to make a sharp implement to then harvest the caribou, cut them up once they killed them from up here.
Right.
But the crazy thing about that to me is that means that this is so old they never had knives through trade yet.
Right.
I don't think anybody has seen this yet.
Look at this one. This one's got more tool marks on it too.
Yeah. Like they're using that to cut up caribou on
Something. Well, I think they kind of added to it as time went on.
Yeah, almost definitely. Yeah.
Because these rocks look like they were hand split as well, but the lichens are far older than these ones that were split more recently.
Right.
Well, you could probably age it by this lichen.
You could measure the thickness of the lichen, and then you could see what their growth rate is, and you could tell exactly what year.
This is definitely man-made. I think it's really, really old. This is amazing. We think it was a blind. These rocks were definitely split, a bunch of them by hand intentionally, maybe to be able to carry them up here more easily, and they all leaned up and they could hide behind arrow, spear, caribou as they migrated past. We're up on this large house-sized boulder, so you get good views from all around, and the caribou would just migrate around it, and you'd be able to hunt from here. So that's maybe our best guess. Some of them look like they have tool marks on them. Maybe they made tools down there on the rock where they've been smashing it up.
This whole area seems like something different. Maybe the caribou were coming this way. I don't know.
As far as we know, nobody who's paddled this river has discovered this.
I've never seen anything quite like this. Definitely something left by people a very long time ago. To imagine people in this exact spot hunting like that and getting here on foot or kayak and dog team, probably the same people that were using the cache we saw further upriver.
Really freaking cool. Well, pretty cool. Glad we pulled over and checked this out. Things that are left behind like that really help put you in the place and imagine yourself being in that situation a little bit more, I find. It's pretty special, and other than the passage of time, you're right in that spot and you feel more connected with those people that were there, that came before you. I don't know, it's a cool feeling. So I just find that a lot more powerful when there's an item to see, touch. We're just coming across what looks like a class 2 and a class 3 that might be challenging. There we go, baby. Woo!
Gotta be careful on this one. So it was actually on this rapid in 1821
that Franklin likely crossed the rivers on his first overland expedition, their starvation journey south from here. Multiple people died. Robert Hood, who the river is named after, was one of the individuals that perished. Rumors are that some of the people cannibalized some of the other people. Maybe they died and they ate them to survive, but he left journals, and the best everyone can figure is this is the spot that he crossed.
Pretty cool to just be in that same spot, like just wild. It's probably largely unchanged. We have low water. I'd imagine in September they probably had even lower water, so that's probably why they would have selected this spot to cross. Anyway, pretty wild. And then came back for other expeditions. Nuts.
I'm glad we're out here enjoying it today in this way. Wow. Look at how orange. Incredible. Dude, that's the most beautiful colored lake trout I've ever seen.
Got a big one? Woo!
There it is.
No.
The fishing is back into Slam City.
The river itself has just an insane amount of boulders in it.
Yeah. Nice. Rapido.
Look. Arctic wolf. Awesome. Yeah. It's a wolf. Really far off. That was super cool. Beautiful white Arctic wolf.
I looked up the hill and the wolf was just trotting along here like this, and he sort of kind of looked at me and just sort of pointed to me, interested in what I was, and then when he saw I was a human, I think he kind of just veered off and took off in that way, but I got a good look at him from pretty close too.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Gonna take camp here, we think.
Prepared the fish with some salmon seasoning. Look at those fins.
Like blaze orange,
Wow.
dude. Like I didn't know that it occurs in nature, that color.
Today I am having mac and cheese, but not any mac and cheese. Forever Young mac and cheese. Forever young, I wanna be forever young. Do you really want to live forever, forever young? Why would you have regular mac and cheese when you can have forever young mac and cheese? This turned out perfect today. It is delicious. 1 o'clock in the morning. Hard to believe considering how bright it is out, but that's the beauty of the Arctic in the summertime. It was honestly just an amazing day. We still paddled like 34 kilometers, so it wasn't easy, but as far as the trip goes, it's been one of the easier ones. Jim caught the most beautiful lake trout I've ever seen, and first thing in the morning we were just greeted with a caribou at camp, and it came swimming across the river and came right up to us. It must have been 30 yards from it. And one of the benefits of paddling into the evening was Jim spotted an Arctic wolf. Got to see it and observe it, and not too long after we saw another one, maybe about 10 kilometers downriver. That's just really special. Like, Arctic wolves, very cool animals, and that's one of the benefits about being out on the tundra like this too, with no trees. You can see it from quite a distance. We have 8 days left. I'm gonna try to make the best out of it because it's not enough time. I feel like I'm just getting into this trip. Better get to bed so I can get up and start having more fun. Good morning. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Ted.
Good morning, my neighbors!
Just like Gene and Roy, singing those campfire songs. I should have been a cowboy.
Is that you strumming the guitar?
You want cowboy coffee to work better? Work on your yodeling. What was that song?
Coyotes. Another beautiful day in paradise. 15 kilometers or so to go of, I think, fun paddleable river before we get to something that might be a little more intense. It turns out yesterday we paddled almost 40 kilometers. Stretch of river where we're hoping to get caught up a bit. We did, and then some. But we're not pressured, we have time to fish, and we can still make our distance. Look at that. Snow, or ice, I guess, eh? Pulling over here to check out this big chunk old ice. Must have been a bit of a pinch point here during breakup, and all the ice that flowed down the river stacked up here. I'm gonna go have a look at it. There is just snow here though, eh? I feel like it probably is ice just under the surface. Like, see, this is ice. Well, quite cool in more than one sense. We've seen some up in the hills and the, you know, mountainy type areas, but not like right down in the river like this, so feels nice on the feet. One of the things I really wasn't expecting was for it to be as hot. I know we're here in the peak of the summer, but I feel like maybe we've been getting unseasonably warm weather.
You see the baby, Ted?
I hear the baby, I don't see it. There it is.
There's two. Caribou on the cobblestone gravel bar here, and really awesome encounter. Another big bull, big one, really beautiful rack. Looks heavy to haul that those antlers around. Yeah, he was just kind of behind the rock there, and Jim spotted his antlers sticking up, kind of gave him away as we came by. So I just popped out here, and he's curious of me, and I was curious of him. Now we're gonna part ways, but really cool. It's one of the bigger ones, I'd say, of the trip. Bigger. It's an unmarked rapid there.
My move saved me again, just zigzagging down the rapid, terrified of all the things.
We just have been lily dipping, going down basically swifts, and then all of a sudden we just get spooked by a borderline class 3.
Scared the bejesus out of me.
The bejeezers! The volume of the river has definitely increased a substantial amount. That's good news in the sense that I don't think there's any concern about low water, but the river's more powerful. So you get stuck on a rock or something and it can absolutely destroy your canoe. Lovely to get a nice stretch of river like this. It's just got so much current, and you're just kind of flying down the river, taking in the scenery. Such a fun way to travel. Canada here, there's over 2 million lakes and so many rivers, and it's still so wild. We have modern equipment, but a lot of what we're doing hasn't really changed. The canoe is just by far been the best way to travel for a long time, and in many respects still is. Without a doubt, it is where we are. See that haze? That's actually forest fire smoke. We can smell it. I don't know where it's blowing in from, but pretty thick and pretty wild, right? Because we're up, there's no trees here, there's no fires near here, right? So it's blowing from way off. Gone like 25 kilometers or something. We're pretty tired, so it's ready for camp. I'm gonna go check it out. I think it should be good. Really nice views all around. We'll be able to walk down and scout the rapid we're gonna run in the morning, and plenty of space to put the tent. Perfect.
Tomorrow, we'll make it to Wilberforce camp, start portaging the next day.
Yeah. My toe crushed in some rocks a few days ago. Didn't feel like much really at the time, but now it's actually a little bit infected. So I'm just going to treat it with the first aid kit here just to be cautious. I put some polysporin on it. Polysporin is an antibiotic. We do actually have antibiotics with us. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but if it does, I'm probably gonna be okay. You don't want to mess around and get an infection. We are having pancakes for dinner. Yay! Woo! Pancakes, baby. Nice, bud. Good stir.
Thank you.
And we're having homemade maple syrup that Jim and Tori made. Mmm. Yummy. Got a bit of a smoky flavor to it. That's good.
Use a bit more.
Not a bad flip.
I think that's about ready, Ted. Pancakes for dinner.
We're having
Pancakes for dinner.
It's a nice change from the freeze-dried meal.
Mmm.
Yum, Jim.
Right? That hits different.
Another awesome day. A little more relaxed than other days. It was really nice. We just cruised the river. We were able to see multiple caribou. Beautiful animals, just an icon of the Canadian North. They're pretty cute too. I like them. 30 kilometers to where we're gonna paddle tomorrow, Wilberforce Falls. And that is the highlight of this trip. It's gonna be spectacular. It's been a long time. Jim and I have dreamt about it since we were young. I'm gonna go digest some pancakes overnight and go to bed. Morning of day 13. A little cooler today. We're supposed to get some rain. Jim has a inReach device that actually tells the weather, and it says 100% chance of rain. So it looks like we're not gonna skate missing the rain today. This is called Caribou Crossing Rapid. Extreme caution is advised. Grade 5. Lower it is 4.
Well, that sounds nuts.
We'll just stay super left.
And then just pop into there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Decided not to run the end drop. We still have to run a rapid right above and then try to take out at a little eddy right before, or else we'll go over it. An eddy is where the current sort of cools back up and it's calm and you're out of the current that's pushing down river. Well, we made it into the eddy with this ominous threat. It made running just an easy thing a lot more terrifying. Grayling! First cast, nice Arctic grayling. I'd say that was the smart way to do it. Running the rapid would have been fun, but risky, and you would have blown past the good fishing hole. Portaging comes with its risks as well. Very good chance you could get horribly injured on a portage, so, you know, it's all risky. Look at this rock, it looks like a ninja turtle face crying after battle. Check this out. It's like a snake head. There's the eyes. You see? Can you see them? Like that. And then the tail.
Whoa. That's a trip.
From Caribou Crossing Rapids to the takeout above Wilberforce, the river drops continually with numerous swifts, class 1s and 2 rapids. There are huge waves. It is very important to ensure that spray skirts are fastened securely. It is definitely a lot chillier today. Full of boulders. Maybe you got hung up. You alright? Oh, what happened? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I only just noticed that. All I saw was kind of like jammed. I couldn't get my throw bag out. Somehow it was jammed. That's when I got wet. I was over here just trying to rescue the boat. Gotta stay on your toes out here. Jim came down here, but there's just an insane amount of boulders. If you hit one of them in here somehow and it's tipped. Anyway, thankfully he's okay.
Lost my paddle. Wasn't paying attention.
It's easy when the weather's so warm to forget how easily something that could destroy your canoe can wash your equipment away. And then if you're wet and you're cold, can't light a fire, you should have a survival kit on you. But even still, like, what do you have in there? It lets you manage to get your gear back. You're going to be in real trouble. Good reminder. Basically where we were pulled over on the left. You sure you don't want to change? I'm cold and I'm not wet. Wilberforce Falls. It starts right there. It looks spectacular. Wow. Tough day. Beautiful scenery, fun current and whitewater, but brutal weather. Icy north wind all day and a hammering consistent rain. I think it was a good accomplishment to make it here today, and just very cool that we're here. We're cold and we're ready to set up camp. I think getting changed into some warm clothes and maybe some hot chocolate or something like that is in order. It's gonna be good, eh? Yep. Nice warm coffee. Sit in a spot. This portage might take forever, but like I don't think we're like rushed now. I had a bit of a chill because like everything was damp. I've kind of beat it for the most part. A lot of stuff worked for us despite the bad weather today. There was a spot to camp. We're behind this rock face cliff that actually blocked the wind, and there's been no bugs all day, except there's a couple right now because it's gotten a little nicer. So that is definitely a silver lining. There's a silver lining behind every cloud. One of the harder days of the trip, but yet it was still incredibly beautiful. The scenery was rugged and mountainous and gorgeous, just seeing the fogs roll through. We made it 30 kilometers and we are right at the brink of Wilberforce Falls, the largest waterfall in the entire world north of the Arctic Circle. I flew the drone over it tonight and it is so spectacular. It feels like Lord of the Rings or something. It was an emotional experience. Jim and I have been dreaming about being here for many, many, many years, since we were young, since we got an itch for these northern trips, and we're finally here. And if we get to spend 2 days here at least, we're going to explore, we're going to sit on the ridge, observe the waterfalls, and just soak it in. It's hard to put it into words. It's just a really, really amazing place, and to be so remote and so pristine, it really makes it special. The moon is just rising behind me. We saw it just poke up over the mountain there. Gorgeous. And as we approached Wilberforce Falls, the weather just disappeared. So we were welcomed with open arms here. Probably sleep like a baby. Time to go to bed. Morning. Drying some clothes and charging some batteries, and we're procrastinating on a long portage, which is really important as well.
Yeah, and coming up with all kinds of excuses.
This is just down from our campsite, and this is the first little drop. So spectacular. Look at that formation.
Worn down through the different layers of rock.
Yeah.
Right?
It's from like swirling water and stuff. Crazy. It's amazing the patterns that running water over thousands of years can just carve into rock. Happy we made the push to get here, and we have a bit of time to really just kind of enjoy it. We got this nice weather in paradise right now. It's just spectacular. The falls that we camped by, it's like a triple finger falls and then a big rapid, but then there's two just gigantic drops, with the second one being even bigger than the first. This is out of this world. Look at the rainbow. Oh, the mist coming off the falls smells so good. One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen by far. Absolutely mind-blowing. Unbelievable. Wow. I always knew it was going to be amazing, but I had no idea how spectacular it was going to be in person. Oh, the water smells so good, the mist. I'm just in absolute awe right now. Wow, what a sacred place. Holy shit, dude. This looks like Avatar. Wow. The Falcon, baby.
Look what Ted discovered here.
Dude, they're pretty big. I think it's a falcon, because the falcon was perching here and yelling at us. It's probably off hunting. It's probably gonna pedal us. There's another one, there's 4. Dude, are you kidding? This is crazy cool. This is absolutely unfreaking believable. Oh my goodness. Well, we came out here just to get a better view, and we stumbled across 4 baby, I believe peregrine falcons. The mother was dive bombing us earlier, so we're gonna actually retreat from here to give them their privacy. We just hiked out in like the middle spire kind of, well, I don't know, it's like a little island that divides the waterfalls, and then one of them's not flowing on this side, so we're able to just come right up here. It's absolutely breathtaking. Feel the moss is all thick there. Never seen anything like this. Feels like Avatar or something. Absolutely wild. I've got to get back up and start portaging, but it's hard to leave. Must be the most spectacular thing I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, this is just kind of on a different level. It's in total awe. The magnitude, the beauty, the remoteness, the lighting, the everything, and then coming up and there's just falcon babies there. It's hard to put into words. I feel very thankful. What a sacred place this is. Sacred river. There's no other word that captures it so well. That was a very special moment. Beautiful. What a gorgeous spot to camp. It's a ground squirrel. Hard to get eyes on them here. Just scouting, or trying to, some of the rapids way down in the canyon, because we're considering taking our gear to the end and then bringing our canoes down this like crevice that goes down and running the section kind of a bit after the falls, just in our canoes only. You feel a little nervous with a pack canoe, and of course once you're committed in this canyon. But if it's not that intense, maybe it's fine, you know, so I don't know. We're having a look anyway. This is what it looks like inside the tent. We can sleep head to foot or head to head, doesn't really matter. Lots of space. This is the ground pad I have. It fits in this, so it weighs almost nothing, and it's not as luxurious as the other one I have. The other one I have is wider, but this one is doing the job, honestly, and it is long, which I need. The tent's got these little pockets here to put things in, like that, and you can tuck your belongings down the side there, no problem. You both have space to do that on both sides, and there's still lots of room in the middle. And I like that there's these vents in this tent, because the tent gets hot when the sun starts hitting the fly, so you can vent it. We like to come in this way because this little tarp vestibule area, it's not as big. You can still store a fair amount of stuff out there, but it's less of a pain to crawl in and out of. Whereas this one over here is quite large. So you can store stuff in there, like your shoes. Maybe you don't want to bring inside the tent, but you still want to keep dry, and you don't have to like set up a tarp, so it is pretty convenient. Yeah, that's our setup. Pretty good. That is actually looking pretty inviting. I'm not gonna lie, I am really tired, and I'm looking forward to going to bed, but I'm gonna pop out and I'm gonna eat my dinner first and clean up camp. I feel like this is gonna be a good one. I don't think I've had it since the start of the trip. I don't really remember. Having pork pad thai. Pork. There's me and Jim traversing the canyon wall. Pork pad thai is a win. I knew this was a spectacular place, but I really didn't grasp how beautiful it would be. I was just in awe all day, everywhere I looked. We left our canoes back up part way. The plan is to lower them down through the only place we can access the river. If all goes well, we'll get to paddle through a section of this canyon tomorrow and end up having done everything we could to make the best out of this while we're here. Anyway, we're gonna get tidied up and then get to bed. Glad we took 2 days here. We could have portaged all the way to the end, but we found a little water source, a really nice clear spring, and that let us camp up here. It's a really special place, so I like to take it all in, and I think we allotted enough time, so I'm just tucking to bed. I'm exhausted.
It's time to make my coffee. It's time to drink it now. Hopefully it tastes good and my taste buds will say wow.
Not a bad place to have a morning coffee. Another beautiful day. It's not super hot. Right now the temperature is pretty ideal for safety and just for comfort. We're camped up here, and then we're going to portage our gear here, but there's a little spot in here somewhere where we're going to try to get our canoes down in and run a stretch down here. I think today is going to be amazing. We're just portaging the rest of our gear now. Looked closer than it was, not going to lie. It's quite a ways. Jim just spotted this eagle's nest here. Pretty cool. Right on the side of that spire. We're going down in there. Feeling pretty good about it. Look at how giant and safe that eddy is to get over.
At least get out and scout it.
Right. I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
little bit nervous. The challenge here for me is actually getting my canoe down there, this folding canoe, without damaging it. There's all these willows, and so I was able to slide the canoe down the top of them without creating much abrasion. And then now I'll be able to use these bushes to get right down pretty much. So this is going pretty good, I'd say. Gotta come back to the camera. What a spot though. It's wild. We are gonna start heading down river into this canyon. We're starting off with a little something, nothing crazy, but it's not nothing either. And then we're gonna try to get right into an eddy and over to a gravel bar. Absolute sheer wall. Wasn't expecting the wind to be this strong. Yeah. This looked like a way stronger eddy than it was. Rocks in that last one, eh? Yeah. Looks pretty big at the end. Maybe we can scout this here. Yeah, from the rocks. Looks like you can get over on the left. Couple of successful rapids, and it looks like we got a fun run here, but then around the corner is something we don't know, so we're going to try to get over to see. But it's proving to be not too intense, and we're actually able to stop on things like this because the water's low enough. Jim just pointed out this lone flower. It's really beautiful. It's growing out of this one crack. Managed to seed itself, and it's thriving. Really cool. A couple of cool caves in the wall over there. Pretty epic that we're just down here paddling it. ever beautiful. Wow. Well, I think that's it. Yeah! Woo! Super cool, eh? Well, we did it. We ran the canyon. Amazing, amazing thing to do. What an experience. This place has been everything I dreamed of and more. Nice Arctic grayling. Beautiful.
I just filled up some water and I'm gonna boil it for dinner.
Nice, we're having water for dinner. I woke up this morning and I felt stiff and I felt not as spry as I once have in years past. So when I was going through the food barrel looking at my selection, I saw the Forever Young mac and cheese and I thought to myself, forever young, I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Forever young. There I am, forever young, on the side of the canyon along the Hood River.
Against hope. After today, we really only have 3 days of our trip left. After running the canyon, it was pretty late, so we decided just to camp here.
This fish is too big for this pan. Good Lord, good God damn, this fish is big. There you go, Jim.
Thanks, Ted. So we got Arctic grayling and some trout here, lake trout.
Which one's better, the trout or the grayling?
Alright, let's taste the lake trout. Good. Tough to say which is better. Let's taste the grayling now.
It's a close call. I think the trout's better.
3 days in a row we didn't have fish.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to be back into the fish.
We gave ourselves 2 days to get around this canyon and to also just take in the scenery. And I think we played it really well. There's so many special moments, but I've never seen anything really so spectacular that Wilberforce Falls and the canyon were. Sun setting and the rainbows and just being able to essentially stand right on the edge in so many places. It definitely is the highlight, I'd say, of the trip so far. I don't like to pick one thing because it's all just been really special, including right now.
Yeah, tough to really beat Wilberforce Falls.
Mm-hmm.
But also Inuit Falls.
Yeah.
Mason Falls also was really special. We found those blaze orange fin fish.
Yeah, the fishing at both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Spectacular trip. This is a life highlight. It's just a reality. Well, that's a wrap for today. Another Beautiful day in paradise. So fortunate to be out here. My biggest want would be for it to be a longer trip. Our pickup is in 4 days, but 4 amazing days of adventure still to come.
Water's boiling, woo-hoo.
Good morning. I've poured myself a whale coffee. It holds enough to go on a rant. Oh, it's hot. One of the only overcast days of the entire trip. Being a ginger that burns like a vampire in the sun, this is my like natural habitat. Today is going to be lots of fun, rapids. We're trying to get to the Arctic Ocean. We want to get there in 2 days, we think. It's about 21 kilometers a day we have to go to kind of get to the mouth. But there's like one nice campsite where this other river pours in that we kind of want to fish, and maybe there's char to catch, and that's only 15 kilometers. So do we camp there and then try to do all the rest the next day? I think we're gonna play it by ear because today we also have a portage. Portage left. So today we're gonna run this rapid here and a couple other ones here, and then along here till we reach this waterfall. Franklin actually camped here in 1821. So we're gonna fish the base here, hopefully get into some Arctic char. And we might camp at the James River. We're definitely going to spend some time here though. Then we're almost at the Arctic Ocean.
Did you see the river rocks that were like covered in other rock? Like, look at that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, see this? Look at these ones. Here's one that's still entrapped. It's almost like they were river rocks and then lava or something flowed over them.
You can really tell when they're trapped in this other rock. And then they wear out and pop out. That almost looks like just a fossilized piece of beach. Sand that fossilized.
Like a fossilized
it's like
seashore.
breaking off.
Yeah, it's even the same color.
Starting the day off with a pretty big class 3. So, wish me luck. Well, that was super fun. Amazing way to start the day. The sun's breaking through the clouds here now too, which is great. Really fun, like class 2s and 1s for the next good ways until we get to a portage. So I think it's shaping up to be just a freaking awesome, awesome day. Little bit trickier than I'd hoped.
Yeah.
like an awesome stretch right now. So fun, beautiful outside too. Class 2, big waves and boulders that just rode the edge of a big cliff. Super, super fun. What an amazing, amazing experience this trip is and has been. It's hard to put it into words. Just beauty.
There is the portage.
This falls in high water will be flowing all where I'm standing right now and all back over there as well. Really beautiful. Yep! Oh! I lost it! I just did this. Let it float out.
Big one over here just came up.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah.
Beauty. It's gonna be dinner.
Oh, there's a monster, dude. Look at that.
Well, this is the last waterfall on the Hood River. Apparently, Franklin camped here in 1821 during his overland expedition, but the camping is pretty rough. Not the best spot. I think they just had to do what they had to do. One of the cool things about this spot here, I found that the whole kind of pour over is all a red rock. Caught a lake trout here. Jim had several follows. Saw some giants in there. The fishing is slowing down a bit. They're just not hitting as hard. I think it's just too warm and they're not as active. Regardless, we got a nice sized fish. I think that's enough for us to share for dinner and really loving this moment. Beautiful, beautiful spot. There's so many on this river. Hard to comprehend just how gorgeous it is. We're gonna head down river and I think we're gonna camp at the mouth of the James River that meets up with the Hood River.
Hello, little caribou. We hope you have a wonderful evening. Hope you stuff your belly full of lichen. Just observing this little caribou here. It's just right in front of my canoe. Just eating some leaves and things. And we're arriving at camp. So we were greeted at camp by an adorable little caribou. Looking forward to staying here. Looks absolutely gorgeous.
wants
documentary.
friends.
Right,
He wants us to be caribou, you know?
right. Why did he all of a sudden get scared out of nowhere? We were closer the time before that.
Same caribou that just greeted us here when we pulled up. It's just kind of been picking around, eating some of the leaves, and just like looked up, and he was just standing like right there. It's just adorable, you know? I want to bring him in the tent, rub his belly, bring him home, get him a sleigh, Christmas stockings, everything. Very cool experience. And what a beautiful day. It just kept getting better. Perfect temperature, bugs aren't too bad. We couldn't ask for better. Another day in paradise. Oh, think twice. Just another day for me and you in paradise. Oh, yo. What? Bear prints. These are fresh.
Really?
Look. This bear was just here. Look, it just slipped in the mud there. I think a bear just came here and walked past. We didn't hear it.
We pulled our canoes up right here and here.
Yeah.
These weren't here. Remember when I was like, what's the caribou scared of? Like, what does it smell? Remember that?
Yeah.
Maybe we were all focused on the caribou and a bear just walked
Look.
past over here.
This tells me it's pretty fresh because like that amount of sand would dry out from this wind and the sun we've had in like no time.
Right.
And this stuff isn't dry yet.
Yeah.
The claws. Look, this caribou just walked here. These are its fresh tracks. So the sand that got kicked up is the same dryness. Just walked past, checked us out, and slipped into the river and swam across. How did we miss that,
We
dude?
missed it because we were out here all enamored with the caribou.
It was just back here like looking at us, I think.
Crazy.
While we were walking out to see this caribou, it appears a grizzly bear just slipped out of the bushes here and walked just down past our canoe and slipped into the river and swam across the river. And we didn't see it because we were staring at this caribou. Wild.
Well, I've put the firearm and bear spray a little closer, I think.
Imagine
But
it just
did you
blew
see
past us and took down the caribou.
That would have been cool.
Going to make these trout steaks with fish crisps today. Just gonna pop these in a bag. Shake it all up. And there we go, baby. It's time to bite in. Looks good. This is deadly good. Loving it. This caribou is just really cool. He just keeps coming to camp just right by us. Very cute. Little, he's just right back there. There he is, he goes. This really cool phenomenon happened as soon as the temperature dropped. Any water that was warmer than the air, including water droplets on all the bushes and the hills and little alpine ponds up in the mountainous hillsides and started misting. It just like came and poured down over all the hills into the river valley, and you can see it just rising up across the landscape along the river here. And it's like a glowing golden color because the sun kind of never goes away here, right? So this is basically as dark as it gets. So golden hour lasts for a very, very long time here. I'm really thankful we stayed here. This has been a really memorable day. Tomorrow we're gonna paddle until the Arctic Ocean, where we're going to take a day to hike to the coast, where we will camp and meet our float plane. Looking forward to that. Often those hikes, that's where you really kind of discover some stuff and have a bit of time to explore. So still a lot to come. Only got 3 days left, but the amount of adventure and beauty we pack into every single day is incredible.
Good morning. Just crawling out of the tent. I open the tent door and look where he is. Right there. Just laying down. Good morning, Mr. Boo. Hope you had a good sleep. Very cute. Good morning to you, and how do you do? We're all in our places with sunshiny faces, and this is the way to start a new day. Hope you have a wonderful day. That is a first for me. What is this, Disney World? Better.
Jim and I have been talking about the James River and the Hood River for many years, probably like 15 years, and then to get here and for it to be such a memorable experience and beautiful place, it was just the icing on the cake. Oh, we're about to head out. Sadly, a horrible headwind has picked up. Day 17 today. This headwind we got is pretty brutal, unfortunately. So progress is going to be hard and slow. Got a nice sunny day though, so that's nice. Eagle and a caribou. Just paddling past these really cool sandy hills and saw a caribou swim across the river, and at the exact same time a bald eagle just swooped down and kind of flew around it, and really cool scene. Wow. Well, we have been paddling our hearts out for probably about 14 kilometers, but it was a tough paddle. We had a really strong headwind, but yeah, we're making progress. We've done pretty well with weather this trip, so I'm not complaining. Probably about 5 kilometers from the last obstruction on the Hood River, which might require a short portage or maybe a lining. And after that, a short paddle to where we're going to camp, which is close to where we're going to meet our flown plane that hopefully will be able to come and get us, not tomorrow, but the next day. The color of the water here, it's gone kind of more silty, just because this stretch really has these big bluffs that are constantly eroding into the river, and so it's not nearly as clear through this stretch. The topography has also changed as we get closer to the coast. officially the last obstruction on the Hood River. It's only a few kilometers until we're gonna set up camp. Hopefully our float plane can actually come and pick us up, because if it didn't, we'd be really screwed. It's not uncommon to be delayed a few days, even a week, because of weather. It's such a long float plane ride, and it's not a very big plane, but still lots of adventure to come.
You didn't get any bites, did you?
No. Some worse weather is moving in on us here. Well, we tried fishing here for a little bit, but we didn't get anything. River got a really like kind of silty and foggy after passing all those bluffs. And I don't know if that affects the fishing at all, but it's not super clear anymore. There's some bad weather moving in, it looks like, and probably makes sense to try to get to camp and prepare for that. I'm really looking forward to hiking to the coast, seeing the Arctic Ocean. I think it's going to be pretty freaking cool. We have the chance of seeing polar bears. Very good chance this is where we'll see muskox, some Inuit historical sites, and potential to see whales and seals and catch Arctic char. So, you know, every day is quite an adventure out here. Water's ready. It is chilly out here, and that's what I'm gonna be eating. Spicy sausage bolognese. Look, there's me and Jim doing outdoorsy stuff. Looking forward to this because I'm starving. Down for about a 15-minute nap. Tuck it in there so the wind doesn't cool it off too much. Made myself a half coffee, which is gonna be watery, that I didn't really have to spare. Oh yeah, that's watery, all right. But still, nice to have a hot drink.
That looks pretty good.
Good day, we made our distance. I think we did pretty good. And it's just been an awesome river. Looking forward to seeing the coast. I'm going to crawl into bed. Good night. Good night, Jim.
Hi, Daddy.
Small wolf, big old bear.
Well, good morning. Day 18. It is a chilly one. It is only +1 Celsius with the wind chill. It's about 33, 34 Fahrenheit. The silver lining is there's no bugs. We are gonna hike to the coast today. I think we're gonna hike to where there might have been an old cabin. There might be some cool stuff to check out around there. But first we're going to do the usual, make breakfast, make some coffee, and just get some food in our tummies before we embark on that journey. The last of the coffee.
Down the Hood River to the sea. Yeah! Nailed it!
Homemade maple syrup. We've paddled across the river to do a hike. One of the things we've noticed is shells popping up in fresh water. So maybe they're able to survive in fresh water to a certain extent. I'd say, oh, maybe birds are doing it, but there's so many. So I don't think that's the answer. Anyway, kind of interesting.
I think these seashells were on the seabed at one time, and now they're in these bluffs. And as the bluffs erode, they're appearing and washing down into the river.
Basically, all of this land here was once at the bottom of the ocean.
Right.
And after the glaciers melted, it started rebounding. And that's why you have shells at the top of these bluffs.
Right.
That's crazy, eh?
Yeah.
This is sick. Look at that view.
There it is. The Arctic Ocean. We did it. Yeah! Yeah! What I just came across right here. Caribou skull with antlers. Cool. Super old. Bear tracks from today. Wild Arctic snow peas. See the little seeds in there? Really?
Yeah, come look. Yeah. I've never seen that before.
Tastes like a bean.
We got a few different kinds of berries here.
Crowberries. Cloudberries. Bake apples. Also blueberries.
Your blueberries, exactly, Ted.
Labrador tea. Ran out of coffee, so I'm gonna pick some here.
We're looking for a little cabin that might be out here on the Arctic coast here. There's an old net here.
It takes 50 years for a tin can to biodegrade. Well, that's in the south, so up here this could easily be 100 years old. See stripes on it that looks like almost Hudson Bay Company stripes.
Yeah. That's the first evidence of any people we found. There's a little bone there. Is that just a bush up there? I don't know if it was an old char fish can or what, but all we found was the remnants of what was here. There's the frame of it, dude. It wasn't very big. Probably the family that used to come here just stopped coming. There's a little kid's boot here. The old Comatic here. There's the runner. So they would come out in winter as well.
So you see how it's all hand hewed here?
Right.
You know, so this could be like easily 70 years old.
Right. Look, there's the window. Obviously came off a ship.
Yeah.
Of course, you can't get wood out here, so it would have got them off of shipping containers and stuff when boats would come through. Old stove. There's a stove that would have been made out of a gas drum, homemade. An old boat here. Canvas canoe. You can see the frame. There's the stern. Like really old. In canvas. Would have been pretty terrifying bombing out here in this boat. There's an old oar over here. Probably went with the boat. And I feel like there was a cabin here and a cabin over here.
There's another stovepipe pole.
Right. Pieces of antler, really old. The caribou antler here. Probably a char camp.
People came out here.
Hunt camp. Char were running, they probably got char. Like I found a net over there, eh? And hunted caribou and you name it. I'm not sure why it came down. Maybe the next generation didn't come out. Maybe the caribou run didn't come past here. Claws from probably a polar bear here. Maybe a polar bear smashed it over and they didn't want to come back. It's very cool, but a bit of sadness, kind of a sign of the changing times in the north. You just picture this family coming out here, living so much off the land, relying on a char run and hunting. Fun to like kind of just think about what went on. Anyway, it's been a cool trek to the Arctic Ocean. I'm glad we did it. We're gonna start making the trek back to camp because our float plane is picking us up tomorrow. Very cool to make it to the Arctic Ocean. Headwater Lake source, all the way to the sea. We did it. Well, hike's over. It feels like the wind has died down. It was ripping over on the ocean side. That's why we're meeting a plane in this area, because it's protected.
Ted's having a Mexican grilled chicken bowl. That's interesting because I don't feel a bowl in here. That's fake advertising, Alpine Ari.
Gotta actually disassemble my canoe. Makes me a little bit nervous because then I'm more of a sitting duck here with food dwindling. But also if like the plane needed us to kind of move spots, we'd have to just use the one canoe. and do multiple trips. Hopefully it all just works out and he picks us up exactly where the potential pickup spot was. Canoe served me well. I didn't even have to patch it, so pretty amazing, pretty durable canoe. We're gonna go to bed. It was an awesome but tiring day. Weather cleared up for a bit for us, but it's taken another turn for the worse, so we both don't have the best feeling about our fly coming tomorrow. But hopefully this blows through and we get back safely. Day 19. It's probably about 2 o'clock. Jim and I just kind of lay in bed, wondering if our float plane would come pick us up. It was kind of back and forth satellite texting, and he never came. There's some issues with forest fire smoke. The ceiling was quite low in places, which just means the cloud cover is really low to the ground. And then very strong winds. So because it's like 1,000-mile round trip, it wasn't okay. So looks like day 19 is going to turn into day 20. Whether we like it or not. Jim is outside. He is going to cook up a rubaboo stew, which is a traditional voyageur meal, is it, Jim? Traditional table fare of the Courrier de Bois. So that's exciting. So we're just going to kind of lay around. There's definitely worse places to be. An interesting look to it. How are you, dear rubaboo stew? Get in my belly. And then I'll poo. Let's give it a whirl. Interesting. Tastes like bacon, canned corn, peas, carrots, and sand.
Good bit of sand. That's pretty much it.
Oh my God. I look exhausted.
Something about a fire that's just so comforting. You can just kind of stare at a fire for hours. We're out of coffee, so next best thing around is Labrador tea. Piping hot. Cool. Sifted out some of the sugar from my maple oatmeal. Whip it into Labrador tea.
You're sweet enough already.
Thanks. Would you like some?
Sure, try. Labrador tea and maple sugar. Tastes pretty good.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, the Labrador tea is delish. Oh yeah, it's freaking fire. It's been a relaxing day as we've just waited here in hopes that our float plane would come, but it looks like conditions have really cleared up in our favor, so I think tomorrow they're gonna make it out here. One of the things that's been nice about this spot here is that there's been a decent amount of wood that we can burn. The fire's been wonderful. If we were just staring at the stove, it wouldn't have the same feel. Just, of course, you know. It's our last day. Day 20 will be tomorrow. Just amazing trip from start to finish. Close to 20 years now that we wanted to be here, and the trip has finally manifested and we've made it out here. It was just that dream of an adventure like that you had when you were a kid watching Indiana Jones that we knew we could attain by coming here. And I feel like it delivered in every way. The fish, the whitewater, the scenery, the wildlife. We found old artifacts, the challenge, and even right now we have to get picked up by a plane or we put ourselves in a life-threatening situation. Everything that we faced was just all part of it. That comes with the territory, and it allows us to really live in the moment. Every little kid, I think they're just so fascinated looking at all these critters and creatures and things in nature, and that is just a beautiful feeling of being in the moment that I think we lose more as adults. And coming out into nature and this type of adventure is where I find that feeling again. It's really priceless. It is day 20. We've had word that our plane is on the way. However, if you look around, the visibility is getting worse and worse where we are. Visibility, I'd say, is definitely not ideal. I could see him starting to fly into this and be like, I can't see anything. We're not experts, so I really don't know, but our in-reach weather indicates the weather maybe isn't necessarily even getting better for the next several days. We have food for today, but we're kind of almost out of food here. So hopefully we can get a pickup, but of course, first and foremost, we don't want to crash. So we're just gonna pack everything up and kind of get it ready, and hopefully he doesn't have to turn back. This is my last breakfast. I have one pack of trail mix and a power bar and this, which I'm about to eat. So I hope the plane comes today. Our plane is here. Hallelujah. There he is. He's landed and he's taxiing over to where we are.
How are you? We're okay, man. What about you?
Well, our pilot has come to save us despite this really, really tough weather. He came up on the west coast, so he's used to some nasty weather, and he says about 15 miles from here the weather clears up.